Book 1, Wednesday and Woof! Catastrophe, Chapters 9 and 10, by Sherry Winston. Chapter 9, A Clue is in the Air. Quickly we chase the map toward the main street. Belinda B runs ahead of me. My legs are a little achy, but Woof is at my side, and we're moving as fast as we can. We pass several houses before the map stops to rest on a patch of grass. Belinda and Woof beat me to it. I grab it and fold it, placing it back in the vest. Then I remove my notepad and reread a note. There's that map, flying away. A few facts about Autumn. She loves lying in the shade, watching birds play, listening to the sounds of the lake waves lapping the shore, eating warm bread from the bakery, and being in a peaceful place. Woof tilts his nose in the air again, and I take a deep, long sniff. He nods. So do I. What is it? Smell that, I said. It's bread, fresh, warm bread, and there's only one place that's coming from. Senor Pandero's bakery, says Belinda B. Exactly. Come on, Mrs. Winters told us Autumn left without eating, I say. Belinda hops. I move gingerly, trying not to frown or chew my lip. The summer sunshine felt nice and silky this morning. Now it's starting to burn. Uh-oh, another sign I might be wearing myself down. My JA makes me more sensitive to sunlight. I want to lie in a fountain to cool off. Woof trots alongside me. I force a smile. Everything will be fine. It will. Do you think she's overdoing it at all? We'll find out. There's Senor Pandero's bakery truck. We round the corner onto Lighthouse Lane, and sure enough, there's Senor Pandero's truck parked right in front of his shop. Senoritas, ¿cómo están? How are you? He calls out in his familiar greeting. I giggle like always. I like being a senorita. When we reach him, I feel a little winded. Autumn, Mrs. Winter's cat, I say, catching my breath. Have you seen her? Now Woof is winding his way around my body again, his signal for me to sit. I don't want anyone fussing over me, but Belinda hops into a sitting position and waves for me to do the same. I do, and Woof joins us. Senor Pandero's round cheeks, rosy from the warmth of the sun and heat from his oven, lifts into a wide grin. Ah, Autumn, she is a fancy cat. A fancy cat for a fancy woman, he says. Because, of course, she's an opera singer. She ran off this morning, I say, and if we can't find her, Mrs. Winters will have to cancel her vacation. Oh, no, he says, his bushy eyebrows shoot up. And with your grandpa coming home today, too, I'm sure he'll want to see his fancy little cat, Miss Autumn. Grandpa, I say with a gasp. Then I remember, of course, he's been traveling all over with his new fishing boat, but he's coming home tonight. How could I forget? Now I've really got to find Autumn. Belinda seems to sense my frustration. Senor Panadero, have you seen her? She asks. Why, yes, I have. Come. She was right over here in the shade. He leads us to a shady spot near his front door. Only with the sun climbing higher and higher in the sky, the spot isn't quite so shady. Well, my goodness, she was just here. And she was eating a hunk of my bread, too. Nice and warm, just how she likes it, he says. My heart feels like it has fallen down an elevator. Boy, did she want to get that cat. I sigh. What's next? Just then Woof begins pawing at a spot on the walkway that leads out the side gate. First, I don't see anything, but when I take out my magnifying glass, I spot it. Another jewel. She's leaving a trail again, I say. I'm so excited that I jump for joy, only to land and feel like 1,000 needles are poking through my feet and legs. Ow! I cry out just before slumping to the ground. Only 2 more chapters left. You must love mysteries as much as Wednesday and Woof. Chapter 10. Woof! Woof's bark is loud and strong. Now he isn't asking me to rest. He's telling me to be still. He's also calling for help. Right then we hear a familiar whir, whir, whir sound. I realize it's Mr. Marshall's on his official business golf cart. You cowgirls look like you could use a hand, he said, tipping the brim of his hat toward us. Putting the pieces all together now. Oh, thank goodness, Mr. Marshall. Poor Willia just crumpled, Senora Panandero says, wringing his hands. I'm fine, I say, trying to get up on my own. I hate when anyone calls me poor Willia. Woof gets real close, and I clasp the harness on his vest. Slowly he moves forward. I feel the pressure lessening in my legs. I'm not poor anything. I just need to take a break, I say. The magnifying glass is still in my hands. Despite my fall, I am able to see the shine of the white diamond mixed in with the breadcrumb trail along the edge of the grass. Mr. Marshall, the security guard for our community, accepts a warm slice of bread. Senor Pandero says, Wednesday, when you go home, tell your papa I'll be over soon with the bread he ordered for your abuelo. I nod absently. I'm still eyeballing the thin trail of crumbs that lead to the curb. Wednesday, what now? Asks Belinda. Bundy. Woof stands. I scratch under his chin and nuzzle his nose. I whisper him that I know that I need to slow down. Wouldn't mind at all giving you young ladies a ride on my motorized pony, said Mr. Marshall with a chuckle. There's his motorized pony. Okay, I said, but would you mind going kind of slow? See that trail of crumbs over there? I'd like to follow it. We're looking for Mrs. Winter's cat. Yes, sirree, slow it is. Climb aboard. Ooh, aren't they lucky? It isn't long before the trail of diamonds disappears about 2 houses down from mine. When we reach my house, I wave and say, Thanks, Mr. Marshall. I think I can take it from here. He touches the tip of his hat just the way an old-fashioned cowboy might. Belinda tells me she has to hop back home for lunch. That Belinda bunny. Let me know how it goes, she says. One of the bunny ears on her head is bent. She hugs me gently. I hug her back. I promise I will. I lean on Woof until we reach the bottom step of our front porch. I put my weight on him and he eases me into a sitting position on the middle step. Thanks, Woof, I say, kissing the top of his head. Woof! He wags his tail and I grab my notebook and pencil. I also pull out the map I drew of our neighborhood. Sometimes the best way to solve a mystery is to review all the facts before jumping to a conclusion. Belinda was right. I do get carried away sometimes. I take out my colored pencil and draw on the map everywhere we thought everywhere Autumn went. So there they are. They went up the hill. There's the yard, Beacon Hill, the bakery. Where could she be? We look at the facts as we get from Mrs. Winters. We look at the facts we got from Mrs. Winters. My hands feel tired from so much writing and note-taking. Woof nudges the pages of my notebook with his shiny black nose. Question: where can Autumn cat go after she eats warm bread? Where can she watch birdies play, hear the water swoosh ashore, find plenty of shade, and rest without being bothered? After reading for a few minutes, my eyes grow big. Woof, I say with a grin, I know exactly where Autumn cat has to be. Chapter 11. Nice to see you, Autumn. And that's where we will stop for today.